All right, let's talk about custom GPTs. You've probably heard all the buzz, but maybe you're thinking, okay, that's cool, but where do I even start? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to walk through a really simple, hands-on guide to take you from just being curious about AI to actually creating with it. Let's dive in. Does the speed of AI ever just feel overwhelming? I mean, you're not alone. It seems like every single day there are new tools, new models, new updates. It can feel totally impossible to keep up, let alone figure out how to actually use any of it. But what if I told you there's a simple framework that just cuts right through all that noise? A method that's not about reading endless manuals, but about learning by doing. That's the exact path we're going to map out right now. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with phase 1, which is all about exploring and just playing around. Then we'll move into phase 2, reflecting and analyzing. And finally, we'll hit phase 3, which is where you get to ideate and plan. Stick with me, and I promise, by the end of this, you'll see a clear path to building your very first custom GPT. Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. This whole approach, it's all built on a super straightforward 5-step method, and it's designed to do one thing, take you from being a curious observer to a confident creator. The method itself, it's really simple. You start by just finding a GPT that already exists, and then you use it. Next, you reflect on it. You figure out why it works for you. And that process, well, it naturally leads you to ideate and then plan your own. It's this really cool journey from consuming to creating. So let's kick things off with phase 1, explore and play. Seriously, the goal here is just to get your hands dirty. No pressure, no tests, just fun. So your mission for this phase is incredibly simple. It's just those first 2 steps from our list. Find a custom GPT and start using it. That is it. So what does finding a GPT even look like? Honestly, it could be anything. Maybe you find a chatbot that helps plan your trips, or one that spits out recipes, or even one that helps you practice French. The specific tool doesn't really matter. What matters is that you find something that just sparks your curiosity a little bit. And remember, the key here is not to worry about being efficient or trying to become an expert overnight. Your only job right now is to be curious. Play with the tool. See what it's good at. See where it kind of falls apart. Just explore. Okay, so once you've spent some time just playing around, we're ready to move into phase 2, reflect and analyze. This is where the real light bulbs start to go off. And this brings us right to step 3. After you've messed around with the tool for a bit, it's time to take a step back and ask one really important question. And that question is simply this: why is this tool interesting and useful to me? We're not talking about its technical specs or how it was built. This is personal. What's the value for you? And to help you figure that out, you can ask yourself a few things, like, is it saving you time? Is it doing something really creative? Does it solve some weirdly specific problem that you have? Or, hey, maybe it has access to some special knowledge, or maybe it's just plain fun to use. Any of those answers are totally valid. See, this moment of reflection, it's like a bridge. It connects this abstract idea of technology to your actual real-world needs. And this is the exact moment you go from just being a user to being a thoughtful analyst. All right, let's get to the final phase. This is where things get really, really exciting. Phase 3 is all about ideation and planning. Time to put on your creator hat. So, you've explored a tool, you've analyzed why you like it, and now you're officially ready for the last 2 steps of the method, to come up with an idea for your own GPT, and then make a simple plan to build it. This slide just illustrates that jump perfectly. You move from a kind of vague idea, like a cooking assistant, to a really concrete, actionable plan, a GPT that creates recipes from a list of leftover ingredients. You see the difference? One is a wish, the other is a roadmap. And hey, listen, this plan does not need to be some complex 10-page document. A single sentence that defines what your GPT will do, that's more than enough to start. Think of it as its core mission. Perfection is not the goal here. A clear starting point is all you need. So there it is, a complete roadmap from start to finish. Let's just do a quick recap of the journey we've laid out, because your first custom GPT is way closer than you think. This whole process, it takes you all the way from just finding a tool to actually planning your own. By moving through these steps, using, explaining your interest, and then ideating, you start to really understand the logic and the possibilities. You are truly learning by doing. But really what you've done is you've mapped out a transformation. You've outlined the path from being a passive consumer of AI technology to becoming an active architect, someone who can build tools to solve their own unique problems.
So, that just leaves us with one final thought. You have the framework now. You understand the steps. Your first custom AI is literally just one good idea away. The only question left is, what are you going to build?